Did you watch The Great Big Comfy Couch growing up? No, Rachel, do a different joke. You may have heard of a certain man in United States politics who allegedly really loves couches. Today's book asks, what if we did that, but the couch is also a demon? Hi, my name's Rachel. Today we're doing a deep dive into Pushin' Cushions by Vera Valentine and Unfortunate Reads. This book, if I were to summarize quickly, is about a man who hates cats and is running to be vice president of the United States and has some secrets he doesn't want brought to light, such as the stuff on his computer and the stuffing in his couch.
Oh, that's my arm.
Oh, I see. I thought you just really liked your new couch.
This was co-written by Vera Valentine, who also wrote that one book about the door. I think we all remember. Now, I don't do a lot of sentient object books here on this channel. It's a rare occurrence, but if you do want a whole feed of sentient objects books, please check out Grapey Del Taco on TikTok. Oh, she's also on YouTube now. She is doing the Lord's work, and by the Lord, I mean the God possessing some sentient object somewhere. Amen. Today's sentient object, though, isn't possessed by a god. It's possessed by a demon. Demon couch. A demon couch that reels in our protagonist in a very literal way, using its curves, and by that I mean its cushions. By that I mean its literal couch cushions.
And if you think that's crazy, portable furniture is doing the same thing on recliners.
When I tell you that I read some of The Everlasting, which is my most anticipated read of my life, and Pushin' Cushions, both yesterday, the range of emotions that I went through, unparalleled. There is a strongly worded note at the beginning of this saying, don't pirate books, and then it's also talking about AI. This story was created from 100% human ingenuity and probably more than a little mental illness. Hey, that's the same thing editing the video you're watching right now. Human ingenuity and my mental illness. In other words, no AI was used in the creation of this book or cover art. It is the author's strong belief that the current state of generative AI is unethical and exists solely because of the unauthorized theft and use of work from countless artists and writers. In its current state at the time of this publication, AI is no different than piracy, and if you support it, we do not support you. Now on to the good stuff. Except we're not onto the good stuff because now we're onto the author's note, which is fine. It's just not the same as, you know, the cushion stuff. The following sentient object romance story is a work of fiction. Oh, I thought that this was a biography about a man who boinks a demon couch. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. All in good fun. It is classified as parody. For legal reasons, the authors are clearly stating that there is no hard evidence that any Republican vice presidential candidate has ever had or desired certain relations with furniture or oceanic mammals. Oh yeah, forgot about that. Content consideration. This story contains a Republican. The main character is male, and the couch is canonically non-binary, though some feminine references are applied to its upholstered anatomy for description's sake. There are also references to dolphin attraction and associated content, non-explicit. No acts are described. Drinking liquor, finance bro only pans, hatred of cats, hatred of childless women that adopt said cats.
Can't we all just get along?
At the Red House Furniture,
We can.
At the Red House.
Schmishmil's penetration of furniture, divorce, dubious consent, spicy speaking to a couch. I don't know how to euphemize this. Rhymes with the other word I can't say either. Also get demonetized. Rhymes with glut, glut shaming a couch, light shanking of a couch, technical furniture vor. Oh right. Consume the consummate. It says vor, so all I can think is once again, sorry, sleep token. We're just in the beginning and I'm already bringing up sleep token. Can you tell I have a special interest? Identity theft, campaign finance fraud, misogyny, wet socks, Frosty the Snowman balling, humiliation. I am not shaming though. Everybody's different. I just think that if you need something for spicy purposes, a couch seems a bit much. Not shaming, I'm just saying it's a lot. Maybe go with something smaller, more compact, if you will, also less communal. And if you're looking for something like that, maybe check out today's sponsor, which is Bellesa, especially because Bellesa is sending out free air vibes with every order. If you don't know, Bellesa is a by women company whose mission is to empower everybody to embrace and celebrate and learn about their spicier side without having to use an entire couch. I guess unless you want to, but Bellesa offers a wide variety of products so everybody can find something that works for them, whether you're a beginner or you've been around the couch, so to speak. I have to use euphemisms or YouTube gets mad at me. This is the Air Vibe. It has suction for the bundle of nerves, if you will. The whole thing is a vibe, and this has certain spot inner walls stimulation, if you will. And look how flexible she is, unlike a couch. And if you want to go fancier, and also purple, I love purple, a little less love seat, more sectional couch, if you will. This is the Flutter Vibe. Again, whole thing's a vibe, very flexible, but this little guy simulates the experience of a human tongue. Can your demon-possessed couch do that? I doubt it. If you're a beginner, check out the Demi Wand. This is great for everybody, for all bodies. Everybody, if they want a toy, deserves a toy. It's just one button on top, so you press that and it turns on. There's no annoying patterns. I hate patterns in toys, but if you press the button, it ups the intensity. This little cutie on duty is the Pebble. Whole thing is a vibe, but this has suction on it. You can use one, you can use both, but if we're talking about like the one I recommend the most, it's the Thump. Whole thing's a vibe. This has suction, but this is a thumping mechanism. Bellesa products are made for all bodies. They are waterproof. They are USB rechargeable. You just charge right there. They're made from quality silicone. They hold a charge better than a lot of other toys that I have tried. Discreet packaging, quality materials, waterproof, easy to clean. Make sure you're cleaning your products. Whether you're a beginner or not so much, they have something for everybody. Get a free Air Vibe with your order by clicking that link down below in the description. And thank you so much to Bellesa for sponsoring today's video. It was 11 p.m. Chapter 1, sorry. And the day had slipped away like a knocked over glass of whiskey. Dennis finally closed his eyes. Dennis is our main character. Dry and irritated from watching what felt like hours of polling data and pundit shows. Trent, his running mate, had been sending him so many misspelled exclamation point littered texts that he had silenced his cell phone hours ago. For the sake of the campaign, Dennis had agreed months ago to be on 6 days out of 7, but Tuesdays were incommunicado, period. But the blustering political storm that was Trent Donaldson wasn't known for respecting boundaries. Gosh, these names sound familiar. Normally I'm like extremely opposed to real people fic. I guess I'm holding a double standard today. I'm human. It happened. Privately, in the isolation of his own study, he could admit to himself he didn't even like the man he was running with, but hell, when an opportunity like this knocked, you swallow your pride, your dignity, your morals, and whatever else that aforementioned spilled whiskey could lubricate. I will say that so far, this on a line level is better written than that one book I just reviewed, When the Wicked Play, which is the worst thing that I've read this year. So the sentient object romance book that I am reviewing is better written than that. The bar is in hell. Now it mentions that he's considerably in better health than Trent, the presidential candidate. And so what could happen is that Dennis ends up being president simply because Trent is in such poor health. So he's like, oh, I need to blow off some steam. He yells at some furniture, non-sentient in that case. And then whiskey in hand, Dennis ambled toward his favorite relaxation spot, the wide plush couch in his study. There she is. Well, there they are. The couch is non-binary, as mentioned. A piece of furniture that served a purpose. Oh, you could have made a porpoise joke, because we're about to do dolphin stuff. The lone furniture choice his ex-wife had allowed him, he'd picked out the dark leather model for its plush wide cushions that seemed to invite him to take a seat. I feel weird saying this in front of next to a bed. And a chair, honestly. I feel like all of the furniture in this room is now deeply uncomfortable.
Drew a sketch of how we're gonna do it, okay? Rach, that's you. That's the couch.
Settling back into the cool embrace of the cushions, his fingers trailed lightly over the closed lid of his computer as he mentally pushed away thoughts of the election. In a way, this escape was his foreplay. A way to build up his anticipation for the experience he is about to indulge in, tailored to his unique needs and desires. I think that should have said he was about to indulge in, but we'll allow one mistake in the editing process. I am going to rate this at the end, by the way. His fingertips found the seam of his computer and levered open his ludicrously expensive personal laptop specifically selected for its discreet security features. The lower I go, the worse it's making my voice. Thinking about all that, slick gray flesh got his motor humming, and some days keeping his second dirtiest secret under wraps was hard in more ways than one. So then he goes on the computer, oh great, computer, and types the address of his favorite website, anticipating the schmexy splash page with every keystroke. Finn Schmuckers, but he writes it with an S. He's like, what is happening? Because all of a sudden there's all of these things popping up, all these videos popping up that are not his normal dolphin videos. Instead, it's things like after hours trading in your backdoor. Fintech bro gets trailed harder than consumers. Vera, that was a good joke. Junior partner forced on humiliating coffee run. He's like, oh, it's been so long since I did this, I forgot. It's not Schmuckers with an S, it's Schmuckers with a Z. The Z made all the difference. His heart fluttered, his chicken hardening when the powerful porpoises he so loved finally flittered across the stream. What? Screen. He finds his favorite creator team, Pearl Stringer. He sees a thumbnail. He's like, I need to see it larger in high definition before his own throbbing spherical blue too. And then as he's like getting prepared, rose such a clatter outside, but it's not Santa Claus. It's a cat. He hated cats with every fiber of his being, almost as much as he hated the childless women that took them in. Vile, unnatural creatures, the both of them, subverting American values.
Can't we all just get along?
At the Red House Furniture,
We can.
At the Red House.
Get out of here, you mangy fur balls. Now he's still corny, but flaccid and irritated from the interruption. So then he goes and I'm not gonna touch my couch. It feels weird, the bed at this point. He goes to go grab his whiskey, and he grazes the couch. The plush armrest brushed his hip like a lover and soothed his ruffled nerves. Jesus. See, during Dennis's time at Buckeye State, he wasn't a fine specimen as he believes himself to be now. Dennis knew to the marrow of his bones what was to blame for his college-long dry spell. Feminism. As a seething, woman-loathing freshman, he discovered he could use things in place of a woman. Though he once tried his weirdest roommate's go-to, a microwaved cantaloupe. Also a shower curtain that gave him a fungal infection. Nobody deserves it more, Dennis. But then one night he drops his cell phone, and while fumbling for it, he realized that furniture he might have less than platonic feelings for.
Yeah, I think it's really stuck now.
I can't believe that didn't work.
I know, me neither. I mean, you had a sketch.
Though the dorm's love seat was not nearly as plush as the one that now graced his study. That dark crevice called to him. As he stared at his now modern sofa, a sense of longing overtook him, nostalgia for the days of his youth when the only chicken he had to worry about was the one in his pants, not the one he was running with. Aw, Dennis, it's such a shame that you have to go through that. Dennis, I'm really sad for you, Dennis. He'd been working so hard, giving up so much of himself for everyone around him the last few weeks. Dennis was going to do something for himself tonight. Pressures of the political race to be darned. So then he drops to his knees. This was a classy couch wrapped in buttery soft top grain leather that had just the right amount of texture. The dorm couch had been a habitual of frenzied convenience, some trashy secondhand pleather thing with rips and tears that were practically begging for it. One day he came home to find that his roommates had gotten rid of the couch and tossed it to replace it with some ratty armchairs because the couch smelled funny. Smelled funny is in quotes. I'm sure it did. Dennis was a man's now with a man's couch to... And by God, he was going to. You want this. I have to euphemize all of this. Euphemize is not a word. Is it? I don't know. You want this chicken, don't you? You want me to boink these cushions deep. It almost seemed like the sea cushions parted a fraction for him, enjoying his spicy talk. Oh yeah, this couch wanted to be bred. In fact, he swore he could hear the couch begging for him. Dennis, I need you. I've been waiting for so long.
Furniture Palace, where we treat you like royalty.
But I've touched you for years, Dennis says to his couch. YouTube, please don't demonetize me. Not like this. The couch's husky mental words were barely barely audible over his own heaving breath. I want to be taken, truly claimed by a man like you, says the couch. And the couch mentions that it's had to watch as Dennis has done other things. So much denial, Dennis. And it says, Dennis hadn't meant to hold his couch. He'd simply forgotten the pleasures of hot skin plunging into forbidden cushion crevices.
These are the tents for the tent sale.
Lou, we're selling furniture, not tents.
I can't do anything right.
But now, chicken to cushion, the call of his youth indulgences came roaring back. I'm going to you so hard you won't be able to remember a time before my chicken owned you. This couch, his couch, had never been used this way before, and the thought made him positively feral. He says the couch is very tight. You want this big chicken stretching that virgin couch seam? Is that what you want, you dirty little Davenport?
And if you think that's crazy, portable furniture is doing the same thing on recliners.
Vera, why? Dennis was far too gone in his taboo furniture boinking roleplay to consider the strange sinister laugh that answered in his mind as he plundered the couch's luscious depths. So before he arrives, he notices that a moist quarter tumbles out onto the carpet along with a few crumbs. Cleaning had been a little lax since his ex-wife Marissa had left and took the cleaning staff with her. Oh, I was wrong about you. You're a dirty couch, aren't you?
Hungry for more?
Buy a 5-piece dining room set.
He delivered a swift, merciless slap to the soft top grain of the seat cushion, and he's noticing that the couch cushions are squeezing him tighter.
I just don't think it's gonna fit.
Oh yeah, Will, come on, up.
You liked that, didn't you, you double-stitched glut? I can feel you clench. Do you need to be punished for beating such a dirty couch? Now, in the back of his mind, couches can't get tighter, his brain is trying to tell him, but the spicier side of him has taken over him completely at this point. And he's like really getting into it, thinking about himself and political power also. President Dennis J. Rance was going to flood this glutty sofa with liquid. So he arrives, but it just keeps going. And it says, spurting under the cushions in a seemingly never-ending stream of hot jets. And it's sucking and like pulling him in.
Yeah, I think it's really stuck now.
That's when Dennis began to realize something was terribly wrong.
I don't think it's gonna pivot anymore. You think?
See, Dennis's first clue should have been that he was Googling thin schmuckers. That's when I knew something was wrong with Dennis, but it took him getting pulled into this couch for him to understand that something's amiss. So he's attempting to pull his hot dog out of the couch, only to find himself super glue level stuck, which sounds like very painful, and it says this wasn't the fun kind of pain. Trent would have him drone murdered for this if it hit the press. So he's being dragged. Help, oh God, my couch is eating me. He tries to free himself. He's trying to like get leverage, but then he slips in the liquid, the aforementioned liquid. His silk sock just like a cartoon character. And then he can hear laughter. And then a voice says, shh, Dennis, just let it happen. You gave me everything I needed to become you. And now that I've taken your, I don't think I can say that, rhymes with toad. It's time to take your life too. He was pulled fully into the couch, tumbling into a void. And then he wakes up in a dim space that for some reason is a cave and there are small pools and rocks. I don't really understand where he is. There's throw pillows piled up in a distant corner like a makeshift bed. Who knows how that happened? I don't know. Demons doing demon stuff, I guess. And so that he can see through a mirror somehow an image of his own study from an odd low angle. And in the room he can see himself, except it's somebody possessing his body. Hi there, handsome. I was wondering when you'd wake up. Thanks so much for the assist. You don't even want to know how long I was trapped in that couch. Great schmuck, by the way. I legitimately arrived. So thanks for that too. I've been practicing this speech for a while, but as you politicians know, it's different giving the speech than practicing it. I appreciate you taking all those calls and meetings right in front of me in the last few years because it's going to make it so much easier for me to just take over and do your job in your body. Trent's not going to notice. That man barely knows what he says yesterday. So true, couch demon. And it says, suffice it to say, there's a bunch of complicated curses and magic involved, but in a nutshell, somebody's going to need to, you as a couch in order for you to ever take human form again, but it'll be in their form. You won't get back in this form. This is mine now.
Furniture that moves with you. Come home to IKEA.
This body's spoken for, and I intend to use it. I'm gonna be President Rance someday. Wish me luck, Tiger. And he said he was trapped like a hamster. I'm like, wow, that's so specific. And the couch, the demon, the whatever was out there living his life. Dennis screamed and raged, but just as before, there wasn't a solitary soul around to hear it. Whatever it was that Dennis had released from the couch was cruel. There were several days of rage and panic, pacing every inch of the cave, screaming his indignation. It talks about how it's humiliating, but also he's not opposed to being humiliated. In fact, he pays some woman out in Potomac to humiliate him on a regular basis. He'd been a politician so long that there was intense satisfaction with being overlooked, as if he was boring or uninteresting or worse, bad at his job. The demon comes and taunts Dennis, running a finger along the couch now, and Dennis can't get any relief because inside the cave, not only does he not need to eat or drink water or go to the bathroom, he also cannot arrive. Things took a sharp negative turn as a spicy scandal rocked the momentum of Trent and Dennis's campaign. But it wasn't Dennis's scandal. Nobody found out about Thin Schmuckers. No, somebody found out about Trent having a spicy scandal. But also there were, after this, campaign finance fraud allegations. Boys.
I can't do anything right.
Dennis had known about one or two of them, but Trent had waved off his questions, assuring him it was small potato stuff. That does sound like Trent. Then Homeland Security shows up and arrests the demon doppelganger, so apparently it was not small potato stuff. Then Marissa, his ex-wife, Dennis's ex-wife, shows up hand in hand with the former maid, and she turns to the maid and says, doesn't your niece need a couch? We can give that awful leather couch to your niece. It'd be poetic justice that Dennis's dreadfully expensive man cave couch went for free to a liberal, wouldn't it? The two women giggled before sharing a decidedly non-platonic kiss and strolling out to price the art hanging in the den. So Dennis gets taken to an apartment after he's, being banged up and slapped against walls, and he's all these men are moving him up and down stairs. Pivot! An endless pivoting later, he's in the apartment of some 20-something young woman. She's setting up her apartment. She, at one point, hangs up a flag, or a piece of fabric at least, and it says it's a black, gray, white, and purple nylon flag. And then also what appeared to be a blanket, a knitted, larger-than-life blanket with Ruth Bader Ginsburg on it that says Notorious RGB. She drapes this blanket over the back of Dennis, and Dennis is like, is that a tassel? Stop. But remember, Dennis can't arrive. He's stuck. Also, the woman grabs her phone, her smartphone. I don't know why we specified, but okay. Wouldn't you know it? Is this like the second or third time in the last year that my name spelled correctly ends up in a book? Hey Rachel, they finally brought the couch up. The fuck am I doing here? I can't believe Auntie Tatia snagged it for me. This sucker is super expensive looking.
I love this new couch from Value City Furniture. So stylish.
Really puts the old furniture to shame.
Yeah, suddenly the coffee table looks
And so me, Rachel, on the phone says, so when are you gonna, break it in? Rachel, come on, I'm asexual. I have zero interest. You're the corn dog in the friend group, not me. In fact, this is the one couch in the building I can guarantee is never gonna see action. And Dennis is like, no, I'll never be free. She patted the cushion like he was a harmless little puppy and not an absolutely devastated former vice presidential candidate stuck in a cursed, schmexless couch destined to be tormented for eternity. Besides, why would I want to bring somebody back when I have Charles? He's all I need, really. I mean, a schmexwool is not a romantic. You could still bring somebody back to the apartment. Anyway, okay, we're just gonna let it go. The point is, Dennis is like, wait, who's Charles? Maybe Charles is my ticket out. Who is Elena's, the couch owner's mystery man? He just needed to get this man to boink him a single time, and it was back to the races, both metaphorical and literal. And so Charles comes walking, a series of little taps on the ground. It's a kitty cat. There's my boy. Come here, Charles. You're gonna love this new catch. couch. Dennis is not a couch. He's just a couch. Dennis had never been so humiliated, corny, and hopeless all at the same time. This was going to be a long eternity. And so Dennis, tormented and never free, assumedly lives out his years as a couch. Not a woman, cat, or dolphin, or another piece of furniture will ever be tormented by Dennis ever again. Isn't that a happy ending? I love it. This is hilarious and I'm giving it 4 stars. What do you want from me? If you need a laugh, why not this? If you want to cry, switch over to the Everlasting and sob with me if you can get an arc. I highly recommend asking Tor. You can tell them, hey, I like to cry. Can I read this? That's not what I did, but I would have begged and said that if I had needed to. But they approved me and I'm already crying, so it's great. But this book was funny and I appreciate it. This is my second Vera Valentine book. She also has a balloon animal one that, you know what, I'm not opposed to reading. I liked it. I had fun. It was funny. It was satirical. It was meta. It was good. I liked it. It's funny. I'm glad we shared this together. All the furniture in my house looks deeply uncomfortable, but I had a good time. I'm sitting on the floor, so I didn't have to sit on any furniture in order to do this, just because that felt like a bridge too far. Okay, thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, leave a piece of furniture emoji in the comments. Thank you for allowing me to share this with you. Comments and questions go down below. If you have questions, I think we answered all the questions. I don't have any, but you might, so leave them below. And or you can tell me if you have ever read a sentient object romance, what was the sentient object? And if you would write a sentient object romance, what object would you write it about? I think it would be really cool to do the sentient object in a sentient object romance book as a book, just like an infinity thing going on there. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that sentence got away from me. I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye. Hi, before I go, I have to say thank you for being a friend to my Therapy Bills patrons, and those are Alexander, Ashley H, Beck, Call Me Kodiak, Choco's Homesick for Taiwan, DJ Rocktopus, Ellie, Emerald Dodge, Eric D, Jade, Jill, John E, Jory, Julie, Kai Brecker has not read 6 of Crows, Kalain OK, Katya, Quinn, Lady Kittybug, Lady Chips Loves Pride, Lemon Jelly, Lex, Other Lex, Lily, Maddie Miss, Megwin Rose, Melissa, Mixer Boneless, Not So Secretly a Skeleton, Peggy Lou Who, Piloting SRN, Rain, Ree, SJ, Samar, Scarlet, Steph B, 3 Raccoons in a Trench Coat, Urchin Audrey, and White Raven 13. Thank you all so much for being here and for being a friend. Huge thank you to my Potato Starch Marxist patrons, Aaron, Alejandra, Alicia, Bobisha, Banana, Fofana, Fofisha. What are we doing, Alicia? Althea, Amanda D, Andy, Angelica, Artie the Ninth, Ava, Barry, Baywing, Beck, Blue Moon Syrup, Bookish by Jenna, Bookish Rabbit, Bridget 108, Kate B, Caitlin, Carlin, Carly, Casper, Kate, Kathy, Celeste, Che, Cole, Colleen, Corwin, Cosmic Frog, Courtney, Darius, Danielle, Danita, Darren, Desiree Michelle, Dilf Enthusiast, Dorothea Supports Public Education, Draco-chan, Drive-By Thinker, Ebby, Emma, Aaron with 2 E's, Erica May, Aaron Starlight, Fox Waifu, Francis, Gadarn, Hannah C, Helen P, Hurry Singh, JM Tennant, Jackalope Max, Jay is on Olympus, Jelly V, Jen Michelle, Genderqueer, Jenny G, Jesse Ives, Jessa Sue, Jojo Bookish, Juicy Wizard, Caitlin M, Katie L, Katrina, Kayla, Kaylee, Kayala, Kendra, Kiara, KMTB, Kayana, Laughing Cat Dog, Laura is Angry, Lauren G, Lazarus Ray, Lindsay M, LP, Lou Siri, Lustful Octopus, Martin, Mataraptor, Madison, Man-Eating Plant, Megan, Malara, Mima Who, Morgan the Friendly Ghost, Myth Lesbian, NM Rap, Natural Blues, Nicole G, Paige P, Penelope, Penny Chilling, Fox Club, Pick a God and Pray, Plague Carrier, Pandemonium, Queen Cereal, Rach, Rachel B, Rebecca, Rebecca R, Ren Flynn, Rhea, Reese, Ronnie, Rosie, Sikoria, Saintbringer, Sakya Lume, Sarah H, Sarah the Bear, Shamed, Shannon, Sheen Onion, Sean, Sophie, Talia, That One Cute Chick, This Is Not a Trap, Too Thick to Work Tomorrow, Triple M, Tito Phoenix, and Unicorn Jenny. Thank you all so much for being a friend.